Internalized racism is a very serious problem. I believe it's safe to say that there are people in every single non-white group who have internalized racism. Globally, we all have unfortunately been forced to live under white supremacy. Now, while that in on itself is already sad, it is even more sad how easy it is for white supremacy to use people from our own groups against us. At the moment, we have gotten to a point where it almost seems like white supremacy doesn't even need to do that much because there are people from within our groups that are willing to work for white supremacy for free. You could be fighting for your own people and their rights, but these people within your community, these people who are lost in the source, would be the first to shut you up because they do not want to hurt the feelings of white people. These people empathize more with their oppressor than they do with their own people. Their goal in life is to be accepted by and validated by white people to the point where they have become white apologists. Now, all of this many Oyibo while they speak, they come since is because of this video I came by on TikTok, which of course I'm going to be playing for you guys. In this video, we see an Indian man questioning a white writer who wrote this book, where in this book, according to the video or the caption on the video, this book glamorized an oppressor of India. I want you guys to see how the crowd, the majority Indian crowd, reacted to the things this man had to say to this white author.
I mean, it's interesting that you people from the United States, when you have so much muck behind your back, from the wiping out of the entire race of Native Americans, and you Europeans having wiped out almost more than half of world's population across from Australia in Africa to America, now just like, putting your neck deep into other people's history and also not being scientific about it, actually. For example, you said you estimated 15 temples or a dozen or something like that. Have you done a scientific survey, archaeological survey of every site possible which has already been dug out or not? And this is, can a genocidal, descendant of a genocidal people sit as a judge? Is that moral or fair? Yes, that nation stands on the dead bodies of Native Americans. What right does she have to come here and poke her nose into our history? No, what? Be fair, be fair, be fair, be fair. Is this justice? Is this morality? Is this ethics? In today's density population count, it's 21 billion people that's been wiped out of the earth by your country. It's a moral fact. Yes, that nation stands on dead bodies of Native Americans. What right does she have to come here and poke her nose into our history? Be fair, be fair, be fair, be fair. Is this justice? Is this morality? Is this ethics? In today's density population count is 21 billion people that's been wiped out of the earth by your country and your people. Sir, you ask your people to not heckle me.
Notice how the crowd reacted. Notice how they quickly took the mic from him. This man was telling no lies, but his own people shut him the hell up. What this man was saying needs to be said. Hell, I want to know what more he would have said if they had let the man speak. But not only did his own people boo him and silence him, they took it a step further, even with one of them going up to him and telling him, see, don't do that again. Notice how the white people in this video, I think with someone white guy, right? There are probably others in the crowd, but they did not have to do nothing, because now we have gotten to the point where there are people who are willing to work for them for free. They just have to sit there and do nothing because the mentally colonized are more than willing to work for them. This man who was speaking the truth went from victim of oppression to the aggressor because his people choose to side with the oppressor, making the oppressor the victims. I wonder how this man would have felt after this encounter, knowing that your own people turn their backs on you and they choose to side with the oppressor. That's got to hurt in ways that I cannot even begin to imagine. This could keep one up at night, I swear. Because just thinking about the fact that you could find yourself in a situation where you will need your people to rescue you, But these people would not come for you. They would rather go help the oppressor than help you. That's effed up, man. See, if I tell you, say this video not shake me alive, because I have not seen something happen like this on this scale, right? Because we have seen individuals act a fool online, come online and say all sorts of things just to side with white people, right? So they could be picked, but they would never be picked. That's what they don't know. We have seen individuals, like on an individual level, we have seen coonery, right? But on a gross level like this, I haven't. I don't know of any other person, but I personally have not seen something like this before, where there's like hundreds of people, right, just cooning away. I have not seen it before. This is a very good example of how non-white people participate in and help uphold white supremacy. I think it has gotten to a point where we have to start acknowledging how we too, and by we, I mean non-white people, how we participate in and help uphold white supremacy at our own detriment. Because this is sad. This was, I won't lie to you, this was painful to watch, honestly. And I know this video right now is an Indian person or Indians, right? And some people might be like, oh, Evie, what does this have to do with us? It has everything to do with us, because we have people in our group as well who do and act exactly like this. And by like this, I'm talking about the people in the crowd and how they acted. We have people in our group as well who are exactly like the people that were in this crowd. How would white supremacy come to an end when we have people in our various groups who are helping to uphold it, helping to shield it from its crimes and atrocities? Like, we have people who are working hard, working overtime even for free, to make sure that white people and white supremacy isn't held accountable for their actions. I'm just like, goodness gracious, like, no, 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 no. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. I see. I'm still trying to deal with the fact that it was, a bunch of them like this in one place. Like I said earlier, it's one thing to see one or two at a time, but to see them like this, see, if I see a video of a bunch of black people acting this way, I go just faint. The ground better open, swallow me, because I would not be able to deal, honestly. Like, this was too much for me. One or two at a time I can handle, but a crowd of them,
Every group of people have their one idiot. Every group of people got the few apples of idiot. And I find it very interesting that you will speak like as a South African. No, no, no. Put your name on it. Put your name on it. Don't speak for the entire nation. Put your name on it. Because I promise you, they're not rocking with you on this nonsense. We're talking about the exploitation of African children. I don't see a big deal. You don't see how deep it is, because you are part of the people that participate in our own destruction. Yeah. It's not just the government. It's not just the elite. The everyday person also has to take their own responsibility in how we participate here. However small it might be, they add up. Yeah, it add up and it become more dangerous as well.
Sis, I just want to add my 2 cents. People like her never see a problem with anything these people do. Nothing is ever deep for them. They so desperately want to associate with and be validated by these people. They have been licking their asses for so long. Now they are in a coonery bubble. So we can never see eye to eye with people like this, because what they want is different from what we want. They are the sellouts that we are forced to live with in society. It's people like her that you will find on that comment section talking about how culture is meant to be shared. When we say there are certain things we need to gatekeep and protect, they are like, no, let's not gatekeep nothing. Open the door, let them come in. But just wait, you will find this exact same group of people dragging our ancestors through the mud, talking about how they did not do this, they did not do that, they could have done this and they could have done that, and it's their fault that we are where we are today. Our ancestors were on their own, minding their business, doing their own thing, drinking coconut water and enjoying the sun. Till these people brought kasala to meet them in their house, put sansan inside their gari. Our ancestors did not see this problem coming. But as they were faced with the problem still, they fought. And that is why we are even here today. Then you look at these our people today in 2023. They are the ones who are going to invite these people in. These people are destroying us from the inside, because in their heads, we are living in this fairy tale kumbaya world. But then when you try to explain to these people how their actions are actually leading to our destruction, and how we do need to start acting differently for our sakes, some of them would even call you These bootlickers, they cannot be saved, and this is a fact I've made peace with. But unfortunately for us, they cannot be removed. They are still one of us, so they are forever going to be part of this worldwide African community. The downside of this fact is that when these people want to infiltrate, these are the people that they use. The coons we have in our family, on our streets, in our churches, our classmates, the coons, this is them that they use. They give us up gladly with smiles on their faces for stipends. Stipend! I wish we had like a coon detector or something so we can detect these coons before they are even conceived. They set up where just before you do the do, if you know a coon go come outside, you abort mission. Well, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think of this video? How did this make you feel? Have you seen anything like this before on such a scale? Let's continue this conversation down below in the comment section. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
What Britain did was something more important than the occupation of geography and the defeat of politics. What it did was destroyed the confidence of the Asian people and the African people. Who turned Africa into a dark continent? It is a question which I never have found an answer to. There is no more beautiful a continent than Africa, as anyone who comes here finds. But you had to convert it as an image of a barbaric continent which had to be relieved from its own culture, from its own history, from its own. Who created the term witch doctor? As if the medicine, which was a part of the cultural history or of the history of Africa, was part of witchcraft. We have been taught the language of subservience. We have been taught to hate ourselves. In order to create the other, in order to create a rationale for power and for empire building, you had to convert the Asian people and the African people into a slothful, backward burden upon the world, the white man's burden of Rudyard Kipling. Gandhi used to say it all the time, that long before you can defeat that white man who has come to defeat us, you have to find yourself again. You have to find your confidence and your courage again.